In my previous video, we went through how to create a tiny app inside Google AI Studio, which was very quick and easy. So this video builds upon that app. Okay, so here is the mood tracker that we built, and this is where we left off. And we were looking at these buttons. This is how we deployed the app to make it public for everyone to be able to use. But what we're going to concentrate on in this video is this little button here, Octocat. This is to connect your application to GitHub. And GitHub is one of my favorite tools. First of all, it's free. Secondly, it's used by real developers as well, but it's not too complicated to get started with. This application makes it possible for us vibe coders and beginners to experiment with our vibe coding and learn as we go just with trying, because if you connect any of your apps to GitHub, it means that you always have an undo button. You can go back to previous versions. You don't have to worry about breaking your app with any tweaks. You always have GitHub and you can reverse everything that you did, or if you change your mind. Let's click on this button. It says sign in to GitHub. Sign into GitHub to continue. Here you can create an account if you don't have any yet. Let's create an account. You can use email or you can use Google Apps as well. Okay, after a few clicks and filling in information, I am now on GitHub. It's verified my account, and now I have to link it to Google AI Studio. So with this one, I'll make it possible to link GitHub and Google AI Studio. Install and authorize. Mood tracker. Mood tracker app I created in Google AI Studio. And I'll make it private. You can make it public as well, but then other people can see your code. If you're comfortable with that, then it's up to you. Now it's creating the repository. So the repository is like a folder structure where your code and all the files and everything that you need for this app is stored. For example, these ones. So these are the files that were created in Google AI Studio. There you go. Stage and commit all changes. You have to click on this one, and then now all these files will be copied to GitHub. They will still stay in Google AI Studio, but there'll be a copy of all your code that you can access in GitHub. So make sure you keep main on the version that you're happy with. So from here, you can go straight to GitHub. You just have to click on this branch, the main branch, and it takes you straight into your repository. So the repository is the folder structure you have for each of your applications. At the moment, you have only this one. If you want to see, you click on your username and go to repositories, and you can see that you have the mood tracker only. So if you have more applications then and you connect them to GitHub, they will be listed here. And the great thing about it is that you can work on different applications in different tools. So you can have something in Lovable, something in Bolt, something in Google AI Studio, and something in ChatGPT, Canvas, and V0, all these white coding tools, and you can link all of them to GitHub, and it would have the list of your applications here, no matter what tool you're working in. And then you can transfer between tools as well. I can show you in a minute. So if we go back into the repository, these are the files that we copied over from Google AI Studio. And we have only one branch, this is the main branch, so this is default, and that's the one that gets always published into the real application. The rest, I'll show you that you can create a new branch. Let's see what we want to experiment with. Let's say that styles. Create new branch from the main. So the main, you remember, that contains the code that the current application have that we are happy with. And now we are branching out from it. So it means that we're creating a parallel version of it. And once we worked on this parallel version, we can, if we're happy with the changes, we can merge it back to main and have it in the published version, or we can just delete it and pretend like it never happened. And that's how you don't have to be scared of experimenting and making errors, because you can always go back to main. Main is your safe branch. So now we have the styles branch. Now, if you want to continue developing your application further inside Google AI Studio, you don't really need to use GitHub, because you can't change the branch here. If you look at this, it just points to main. So the branch we created is not coming up. But if you developing a more serious app, I would recommend switching to a more advanced vibe coding tool, for example, Bolt. So the reason I'm recommending Bolt is because it can pick up already existing repositories from GitHub. Others, for example, Lovable, you start the app and then you link it to GitHub and it creates a new repository. Okay, so in Bolt, just click on this button, GitHub, and that will let you connect your GitHub account. This shows your repositories. If you click on it, it tells you what you're letting Bolt to do. You can read all the permissions. I'm going to authorize it. Staglit is the company who created Bolt. I'm logged in with GitHub. And now when I click on GitHub, I can see that I logged in with my account. And if you have more than one apps, then all the repository names would be listed here. So we have only this one. And import repository. So now Bolt is copying over all the files that we saw in GitHub. And now it's imported it, now it's installing dependencies. So it's just like getting all the environment ready inside Bolt so we can pick up this app and continue working on it. And here with the little GitHub icon, you can see it's synced to GitHub. This is the branch. You remember we created another branch, which is here. And you don't have to go back to GitHub now. You can just create new branches here. So what I'm going to do is that now the application is starting. I am changing the branch. So if I click on this, then now Bolt confirmed that we are now on the styles branch and we can start experimenting and playing around with different styles inside Bolt. If you click up here onto the code line, then you can see the same files that you saw in GitHub. So they're all here. And there is a database for it as well, but we don't need it yet. You can always link it to a database and add analytics and file storage and login. So with authentication, you can set up login, user accounts in the future. But this is just to get started. Okay, it looks like it's not displaying the app yet, so I'm going to ask it. If you go into the plan mode, then it will just answer your questions and it doesn't eat as much credit. Right, why is my app not displaying in the preview? All I see is a white screen. Let's see what it says. If you want to see, you can see what it's doing. Reading all these files, checking for errors, and it found the issue. Okay. So it already has a plan how to fix this. Implement this plan. Let's refresh it. So there it is. It's the same app that we built in Google AI Studio. If I go back to that one, we can check. Look, it looks pretty much identical because it is using the same code in here in GitHub. Okay, so now we are on, let's check, double check it. We are on styles branch. So we can just experiment. Let's say that I want to change the color scheme to dark. Let's just see if it's still working. Log mode. Yeah. Okay. Bad. All right, so it's still working pretty well. Let's see what it's doing. It's reading files, then it's editing them. Okay, it looks like it's done the changes. And, oh, I like it even more. So if I like this, I can say that, let's go back to GitHub. And it already knows that the styles branch has some changes. And now we're going to compare what the changes are. Now it's comparing the main. You remember the main is always the published version. So the main branch is what gets published. So that's the old version. And the changes are in this styles branch. Changed. Okay, let's just name it dark styles. And then in the description, I can give some more input, that more details. Changed the styles to dark. Create a pull request. And this one is doing all the changes and it's checking if there are any issues. It's all green. And merge pull request. Confirm merge. It even says here that there were 9 files changed. It shows that the red ones were removed and the green ones were the added one. So that's the new. So you can read it, that you see it's the colors. So it changed the indigo to cyan and the gray to white. So it says that my branch from styles was merged into main, which means that now it's part of the main code base. And if I publish this, then it will be published in dark mode. Because now we published with Bolt, it gives a different URL, so you can share this. That's why you look at the app. And it is all dark. Still working. Yep. Ta-da! I'm not going to click on Generate Weekly Report because this uses AI, and for that we'll have to enable Bolt AI. But this is actually just the basics of how you can get started with GitHub, how you can use it as a safety net, and how you can, if you start in one vibe coding tool, you can always move on to a different one with GitHub.